I will need everybody, including students where you are taking recording video. Now, so after I explain all these things, right, you have to make sure you know how to learn something called output. Okay, now, so let me tell you a bit on the book that I'm reading. The book that I'm reading, right, is called Output. I notice a lot of students, when you do your studies, right, okay, you have been reading, okay, and then of course you do output, means you do your work lah, because when you do your work, you're actually using the input information from your brain, you output and do it in the exercise so that you can test whether you know that things well or not. Right, right? But then I notice a lot of times the amount of output is lesser than the amount of input. Yeah, so your amount of output is supposed to be larger than the amount of input. So meaning, rather than reading the books to gain more knowledge, you spend time doing question better. Like for mathematics, you spend time doing state paper, then you spend time reading it or maybe studying them. You get what I mean? So you should have a ratio of what, you know, the ratio is actually 3/7. So 3 as an input, 7 is as an output. So that's what I recommend students lah. According to the book that I read lah. Yeah, and according to my experience as well. Okay, I spend more time in output, in teaching, in telling, sharing to my students and my teachers. Yeah, okay. Okay, first of all, everybody. Now, according to transformation, there is a few things that you need to know. First of all, you need to know that how it comes out with the question. So I would say most of the time, I would say roughly it will be 12 marks most of the time. So it can be 9, it can be 7, it depends. Okay, but most of the time it will be 12 marks according to KBSM. Okay, they actually copy paste from KBSM one, you know. Now, but of course, the new syllabus, sometimes they might make it 7, they might make it 6, it depends. Okay, but of course, the 12 marks, it will be what? Normally it will be section B already lah. So I will put that, there will be section B. Okay, section B. Okay, if let's say section A, then probably it will be like probably 6, something like that. Okay, so what are the things that you're going to get? Okay, A, B, and C. So the first type of thing that you get, it will be point related. Basically, point means coordinate, everybody. Point means coordinate. So as you can see, let's say question number 1. Now you notice question number 1, there is like how many parts there? Okay, let me tell you, suppose there is a total of, over here is a total 2 parts lah. Okay, total, 1 part only. So the 1 part will be part A. Okay, why do I say this is part A? You look at this, the first part I want to show you. So this part A is about points. Okay, why is it about points? Let me read the question, then you know already. I'll just quickly run through it. You focus on the things that they mentioned. It says diagram 6 shows 2 points. MN, you see 2 points, MN there. Right now, it's like so obvious, MN. Then they mentioned that transformation T is a translation 3, -1. Transformation R is an anti-clockwise rotation 90 degree about center 0, 2. Then you have number 1, they ask you to state the coordinate of the image of point M under transformation R. Students, I repeat the sentence again. State means you're going to write down lah. Image. When you do transformation, 1 object, 1 image. Correct? So they ask you to state the image. So student answer me in the chat. If let's say they want you to state image, can you tell me what you need? You want to state image, of course, there will be something for you to start with lah. So the something to start with will be your object lah. So obviously, you see, I read again, state the image of M. Okay, so M is the object lah. So this is what they are trying to say. So if M is the object, I will go M, I will state that as an object. Then they say under transformation R, then I will do my transformation R accordingly. This is what we mean by point. Okay, point. So you notice according to the question, so we are comparing side by side, you know. You notice according to the question, they provide object, they provide complete description, and what you need to do, you need to state, you have to state the image. You have to state the image. So this is the question style. This is style number 1. That's why you have to know how to differentiate the question. It's like what, you know, when you're doing anything, right? You don't do like according to, okay, I got the skill in everything. Okay, I'll go and fight the question. Or maybe something like basketball tournament, for example. Okay, I got the skill in playing basketball. Okay, I can go tournament really. No point on. What you need to know is that besides having skill, you need strategy. So coach is going to tell you what kind of situation that you will get. So before something even happen, you can predict what to do. Something like that. Let's say your opponent comes into a situation and use this skill on you. Then what you're going to do? Okay, let's say you're going to raise your left hand. You're going to raise your right hand, something like that. So same applies to this. I'm telling you, you got the skill. So what kind of question comes out? You have to use what kind of skill to handle. So that's A lah, part A. Okay, part B. So what kind of question you would expect? So B type of question. Okay, let me show you what is B type of question. Then this is B type of question. You know what? They ask you to describe in full. So before you describe, of course, they will provide what everybody. Before you describe everything, of course, assuming you have all the skills, like you know what kind of transformation you have, you know transformation, what are the details, like for example, rotation, you need your 90 degrees lah, you need your angles lah, you need your point, all those things. Okay, you assuming you have all the skills already, you are like pro player. It's just that you don't know what kind of situation that you expect because you are going for first tournament, right? Yeah, very good. You have object and image. So the question will tell you, now I show you, everyone. EFGH is the image. Oh, EFGH is the image of ABCD. Oh, ABCD is the object. Oh, this is the object. So you notice the one I put in red color, they tell you that this is a transformation V. Then you're going to describe lah. V is a what? Come take a guess, everyone. Just tell me short form, can really? What is the type of transformation that you see here? Just take a guess first. Okay, very good. Somebody put there reflection. You're right. So under reflection, what you gonna write? So those are the things that we're gonna do later lah. Okay, so you know this is reflection. This is what I mean by the described type of question. The described type. That's why you need to know what kind of question to expect. Okay, so I'll put there. They provide the object. Sorry, I put the title first. This is about describe. So they provide the object. They provide the speech, and what you need to do is to fully describe. Normally, the describing part over here, it will be times 2. They will ask you to describe 2. Normally, it's like that. Then stating the image, like what I mentioned, normally it will be 2 questions as well. So roughly, how many marks you get? Roughly over here, roughly only, probably 3 to 4 marks, maybe. Over here, 5 to 6 marks, around there. So we can expect that. Okay, we can expect what kind of question. What kind of question and what are the marks that possibly will come out. So this is what you need to expect. So once you know this kind of question, right, whatever shit come out, you can handle. You can handle. But you need to know, like, assuming that you are pro in all the type of transformation, the transformation details, everything. But in order to make sure you know that, I will recap that later. Okay, but you have to be fast in the chat as well. Okay, so part C, finally. Okay, part C. I would say not like they will ask. Okay, I would say not like 100% they will ask it. The one that I put it over here is like everything 12 marks from KBSM, okay, from KBSM. And I purposely do that because KBSM is like overall, it's like 100% 12 marks. For KSSM, probably you will ask like ABC, AB only. Yeah. So students, this is the part C basically. It's just that they didn't put C, they put number 2. So the number 2, what is it about? It's about area, guys. It's about area. And there is a fixed formula that relates to your enlargement. Can everyone in the chat try it up? Okay, try it up. Can you tell me what is the formula for your scale factor? Scale factor is relating to enlargement. Okay, pembesaran, right? So what is the scale factor? Okay, I mean in Bahasa it's called factor scala, right? So what is the formula to it? Okay, by the way, the part C, sometimes we name it as, okay, this one B number 1 normally, this is number 2 lah. So it will be area. What is that? Very important formula that we use in our area. Scale factor equals to image divided by object. Okay, now this is the enlargement scale factor formula, you know, but then we are not using this. So in area point of view, everybody, you know what happened? Everything becomes square. So it will be S square equals to AI divided by AO. Scale factor square equals to area of object divided by area of object. Area of image divided by area of object. That's the formula. So don't remember wrongly, you know. It's still SIO. You see, it's still SIO. It's just that scale factor becomes square and your image becomes area lah. So this is that main formula that you're going to use. Okay, yes, according to Tim Jun mentioned, Tim Jun said, teacher, K square times area of object. You are right. Okay, students, can you tell me another alphabet that represents S? In your textbook, they use K. Scale factor is actually K. Scale factor is actually K lah. Okay, got it? So we're going to continue with the next part, okay? Now, so as for the next part, what I'm going to tell you is that, now, the 3 things over here is like what you're going to expect. So part A, you have part A kind of handling methods, and then part B, you have part B kind of handling methods. Don't mix them up. You don't say like, oh, teacher, I learned rotation already, so I can use it in both A and B. No, the method is like slightly different. You have to know how to play with it. Yeah, so now what I do is that, students, I will start by explaining part B, the describing part. I tell you one overall, then we go into part A and part B, okay? Now, so I will move to the top a bit. I will describe like the transformation type. I will need everybody, including students where you are taking recording video. Now, so after I explain all these things, right, you have to make sure you know how to learn something called output. Okay, now, so let me tell you a bit on the book that I'm reading. The book that I'm reading, right, is called Output. I notice a lot of students, when you do your studies, right, okay, you have been reading, okay, and then of course you do output means you do your work lah. Because when you do your work, you're actually using the input information from your brain. You output and do it in the exercise so that you can test whether you know that things well or not. Right? Not? But then I notice a lot of times the amount of output is lesser than the amount of input. Yeah, so your amount of output is supposed to be larger than the amount of input. So meaning, rather than reading the books to gain more knowledge, you spend time doing question better. Like for mathematics, you spend time doing state paper, then you spend time reading it or maybe studying them. You get what I mean? So you should have a ratio of what you know. Let me tell you something. According to the book, like what I see here and what I've been applying in my whatever uni and my what's it called? My teachings, everything, right? So I notice experiencing it is important as compared to you sitting down and read how to do it. So the ratio is actually 3/7. So 3 as an input, 7 is as an output. So that's what I recommend students lah. According to the book that I read lah. Yeah, and according to my experience as well. Okay, I spend more time in output, in teaching, in telling, sharing to my students and my teachers. Yeah, okay. Now, so transformation, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, students, just tell me short form. Can you tell me what, and what? Just the initial can already. I know what it means. I mean, in normal class, I've been writing the same thing, right? In normal class, I start with what? Okay, you can start typing already. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. We have translation. Nice. And the next one we have RE, very good. Reflection. Thank you for the response. Okay, then finally we have what? Finally, we have rotation. Okay, rotation. And then after that, I will separate a bit. And this one I'll put in red because enlargement 100% you will get it. Because this is Form 5 syllabus and this is like the Form 2 syllabus. So students, you know what? For part A, right? Okay, you will get translation sometimes. But part B, it's always these 3 only. It's like, I wouldn't say not possible, but super low chance you will get translation in your describing part B, you know. Because like, why they ask that? Like so easy. So normally you ask for something slightly harder like reflections. Okay. Now, so the first thing you do is to know how to identify the type of transformation. Let me go into that and you instantly tell me in the chat, okay? Now, including recording students, you have to tell yourself, see whether you get a correct answer or not. Okay, students, just now you just experience it, right? You experience it. You told me what is this just now, right? So this is called identifying the type of transformation. You told me this is RE, reflection. So students, tell me short form can already. Tell me what is this, everybody? Yes, it's a very obvious EN, enlargement, right? Of course, deciding object image later when we read the question, we will decide, not now. Okay, so try one more time, everyone. This one obvious, reflection, enlargement. Okay, reflection, enlargement. Okay, one more. Students, what is this? Come quick. You have to know how to differentiate. You have to know how to differentiate. Very good. Obviously, different size, you know that, right? Students, next, be careful. High chance student get error. Okay, what is this? Obviously, enlargement out already. Obviously, translation out because different orientation. Right? Because if let's say same orientation would be possibly translation already. But this one different orientation. There's only 2 possibilities. It's either reflection or rotation. Right? My answer is, thank you very much, it's rotation. Let me tell you the best way in deciding it. The best way in deciding it is not by experience. The best way to decide is by connecting corresponding points. Students, J to A, K to B, M to D, L to C. Can you see intersecting point? 100% rotation when there is intersection. And this intersection, do you notice just now when I connect for you? Sorry, when I connect for you, do you notice what happened? There's only one specific intersecting point. Tell me the type of rotation that you get here. Thank you very much. It's 180 degrees because it's a very tidy one. Okay, nice. Now, identifying, quick, Okay, students, this one nothing much. This one I can skip. This one quite obvious. Okay, this one. Tell me what is the white color one. The one that shaded partially is like a bigger one. So that one obviously enlargement for these 2. But what I want you to compare is the white color part. Okay, what is this? Obviously rotation. Rotation what? 90 degrees or 180 degrees. Thank you very much. 90 degrees. Number 1 is by filling it. Okay, number 2, you know how I decided? Okay, a very confirmed way. A to J, and obviously A to B, your B will be to Q. And next, your R is to C, and then S is to D, and finally, your U is to E. Students, do you notice what? There is plenty of very messed up intersection. Not like just now, that one is like 180 degrees, right? Thank you very much. The messed up one is always 90 degrees. And deciding rotation point is the one that you might get stuck. Yeah, so later we will talk about that. Okay, come quick. So the first thing is that you notice what I do is that I teach you, okay, I show you what is identifying and you manage to identify them. Okay, so by identifying them, you get 1 mark. Then do you notice just now when we do identifying among the described, there's no translation in part B? Because too easy already, they won't ask you that. So they won't ask you that. Okay, next. So of course, now we're going to go into the keywords. Okay, the keywords. So I'm going to split it. So it comes to the keywords now. Okay, so keywords are translation keywords, X and Y. X being left, right. Left, right. F being left, right. If you go to the left, everyone, let's say this is your object. You go left side 1, 2, 2 unit, then it will be -2 for your X. Then if let's say you go downwards 1, 2, 3, you go downwards -3 again. If you go up, then positive. So this is how you present. I'm going to take this away. You don't really take like translation, so I will just put it there. Okay, by the way, no. The next one, reflection. Now, students, put RL. I put short form for you guys because it's not important in our describe. Do you notice that's how I talk about describe, you see? Describe. So it's not important in our describing sentence. You don't have to write that RL reflection line thing. But instead of that, you need the content. Students, I write it quickly for you, okay? The Y version, the X version, and the Y equals to X. These are the 3 very popular reflection lines that you get. A quick one, everybody. See? A quick one. You see how I do it instantly in the question. Students, now just now we read it already. Okay, just now we read it already. EFGH is the image, and just now you label this as image. Then ABCD is the object. Okay, students, you told me this V is a reflection. You told me that, right? Okay, can you tell me what is the reflection line? Obviously, it's in the middle of that. Cry not. Okay, let me tell you something. You see, I connect. Look at the word that I use. I connect the corresponding points. D to H. I'm telling you details. Then A to E, right? Now, then after that, B to F. Can you see that? So the moment I connect everything, of course, including C to G, you take the midpoint, and you connect them together. You notice, wow, this line passed through X and passed through number 3. Can you see that? This is X equals to 3. It's that easy. This is your reflection line. So you will write there, you see, reflection underline X equals to 3. I teach you the first type of transformation already. Reflection, the first sentence that I teach you. You see that? Now, so I quickly move that. You tell me in the chat, okay? You tell me in the chat, I move it away. Okay, students, let me find another one for you. Okay, come. So tell me the big one. Now, I don't want to separate the object image because this one you have to read the whole thing up. Now, just tell me where is the reflection line. Obviously, the reflection line it's over here. Come, let me show you. This one obviously reflection now. You see, B to G A to F E to J D to I. Do you notice parallel? Only intersection shows rotation so what happened is that you see this? This line is in the middle. Why is it in the middle? You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the middle, 5. Cry not. Now, so you notice this line over here. How do you describe? Come tell me in the chat. Thank you very much. I need more replies. Come. Because this line passed through X axis only and passed through number 1. So this is X equals to 1. Got it? So the whole sentence, it will be reflection underline X equals to 1. Got it? Okay, so I take away. Now, so I move it away. So I will move back to this situation and I will just tell you. So I told you already the 3 types. Why nothing much? Just horizontal line. Because it passed through Y axis and passed through that Y axis number. And what is Y equals to X? It's 45 degree upwards. For example, okay, I just simply draw one for you. See, this is 45 degree upwards. Can you see it's in the middle of all the what's it called? All the squares, and it passed through origin. That's called Y equals to X. It makes sense. You look at the coordinate, it's 1, 1. It's 2, 2, 3, 3. Your X coordinate is always equals to Y coordinate. So it makes sense. Yeah. So you notice that I already explained the 3 types, and now we quickly go into the explanation of rotation. This is the main character. So I'll put a star there. Okay, this is the superstar. Okay. So you're gonna place there DAR, where this is how I memorize it. D stands for direction. You notice I don't want to spell it out. But instead of that, I will spell what? I will spell the content. Clockwise. Anti-clockwise. So these are the words that you're going to use in your sentence. The next one, A, represents angle. But I don't want to spell angle because I want the content only. You don't use the word angle inside. So you have 90 degrees, and just now I told you how to differentiate it, right? So 90 is very messed up. It's a messy one when you connect the corresponding points. Then the next one will be 180 is a very neat and tidy one. I showed you that. Right? Now, but of course, I didn't teach you how to get the rotation point, right? So RP stands for rotation point. You have the 90-degree version of rotation point. Finding a rotation point, and you have the 180-degree version. I repeat, everybody, can you tell me in the chat, including students that you are taking recording, can you tell me the sentence over here that I'm preparing for you is for which part? Part A, finding points, or part B, describe? Which one? Yes, it's describe, don't mix up. You still share the same whole sentence, but when you are doing transformation part B, you will require to find rotation point. You get what I mean? It's different. So when you are doing part A, they ask you to find image. They give you everything, including rotation point already. So finding image is another version. That's why don't mix up the method. So over here is about describe. You need to find rotation point. And then finally, enlargement, we have two things. S equals to I per O. Scale factor, in other alphabets, we will use K normally. So scale factor equals to image over object. So this is scale factor. I'll just spell it by the side for you. Scale factor, image over object as length. Finally, COE stands for center of enlargement. I will show you in the question on how to find it. Okay, and under scale factor, we have two types. We have the positive version and negative version. Positive version and negative version. Okay, I will just open up and show everybody a picture that I draw in normal class. Now, let me show it to you. Let me pause the screen and show everybody. Now, I will show you something where I show in normal class. Okay, students, I remember I draw something relating to Batman. Okay, relating to Batman. Let me show to everybody. Relating to Batman, Batman E. Where's my Batman? Let me find my Batman drawing. My Batman drawing, it's here. Yeah, I found it. This is my Batman drawing. Now, see, everyone can see my Batman drawing? So look at the pink color version. The pink color version first. Now, do you notice the wingspan for the Batman logo is 2 meters? That's the object because I paste it there, right? And then can you see when I open up the inspector, when he opened up the switch, and then this spotlight will scorch that logo to the sky, and it's on the cloud. Can you see that? And that image is like 10 meters in wingspan. So that's the image. So you notice this is obviously enlargement already, and you have to go for scale factor, like the keywords that we mentioned. So scale factor will be image by object. So you take your image wingspan, divide by object wingspan of 2, you get 5. Students, can you see? Look at the word. Listen carefully to the word that I'm using. No change in orientation. Positive scale factor, positive enlargement. That's why you stay there 5. Center of enlargement, head to head, you draw line. Tail to tail, you draw line. Using ruler, of course. Eventually, you get an intersecting point, right? That intersecting point is actually in a coordinate format in our question. Then you will state that. Then you will read the whole sentence. Enlargement with scale factor 5 about center 8. Okay, now, then you notice, hey teacher, but why the blue color one, the balik one? Because according to the line given, you see, look at this, the original logo, the object, right? So what you can see here is that if I really take this tail and I connect, heads and I connect, do you notice, once you go the other way of your center of enlargement, basically it becomes like the other way around. So you notice your head, where originally it's pointing upwards, is now pointing downwards. So the orientation change to sort of 180 rotated by different size, of course, right? 180 rotated by different size. So that's why we will do the usual calculation. We still do like image, divide by object, but the negative, we need to place it ourselves. Can you see I place negative 2 there? I place that negative 2 myself because I see it myself. Then finally, you connect tail to tail, heads to heads. The intersecting point is your center. Okay, so that's the whole process. Now, so okay, the Batman theory thing. So I will go back. Okay, I'll go back. So I'll show everybody. See this? Now, this one, you're going to focus on what? The Batman theory. So I already tell you like quite in-depth on the things that you need to know in the complete question. We will start the question now. Okay, we will start the question. Now, I will start with something considered easy. Okay, considered easy. We're going to do together. Okay, using what? Using question A. I repeat, the description that I go through with you is like the core of your transformation. You need to know all the keywords. You need to know what to expect under every single transformation. You know the words already. Okay, you know the words. Now, so what happens is that I want students to be honest, okay, especially student in physical class. I think 80% you know like how to memorize the whole thing already. Now, but just be honest lah, just be honest. Just tell me in the chat if you're okay with memorizing. Like, let's say I cover up everything. Okay, let's say I use my finger, I cover up everything. Okay, I cover everything. Are you able to write down every single transformation words, including the keywords? If possible for you to write down everything, you type 1. If let's say, teacher, probably I can write 80%, 90% like this. You type 2. If let's say you, teacher, I cannot, you type 3. Let me know. Because I test in physical class, I would say 90% of the students, they get like all correct. Just be confident. For students that you type 2, right? Be confident. If let's say you, okay, let's say you say you are 80%, 90% not so confirm. Can you tell me which part you're not so confirm? Which part you're not so confirm that you always forget on? Yeah, let me know in the chat. Oh, okay. No. If let's say you take away like you don't know how to find rotation point just by writing down the keywords. If let's say okay, you put 1. Okay, so Chuk, come back. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. Teacher, positive means same orientation, negative means opposite orientation. Yes, Alison, you're right. Yes. Okay, so we're going to continue, okay? Now, so students, now, complete 12 marks question, complete one, so let's start with one question now. Okay, my aim is to do 2. Okay, my aim is to do 2. So what I'm trying to do is to cover everything. Okay, cover everything. Okay, let's do it now. Diagram 6 shows 2 points, MN on the Cartesian plane. Okay, nothing much. Okay, let's start the highlighting. Look at the keywords that they have. Transformation T, translation XY. Oh, okay, as usual. R, anti-clockwise, rotation 90 degree, center O2. Now, student, look at this. Rotation, D direction, A the angle, R the rotation point. Okay, correct not? Then this one, translation, correct not? The translation and the keyword XY. Okay, everything's there. So we know how to memorize already. So be confident. Okay, just be confident. Okay, next, number 1. It says state the image. Oh, I know. Then it means M is the object. So if M is the object, they want you to do R. Students, look at how I do it. Okay, everybody. Now, for me, right, in part A, I always teach student to do what? I teach student to take a ruler. Come, I take a ruler, I put it over here. Now I put my ruler here. See, okay, I fill in my ruler with red color. Okay, red color. Now, students, I will be plotting everything using blue color. Okay. Now, so this is my object. I remember I said how to use a ruler to complete it. Let me show you. This is the corner. Everything is 90 degree. So later, you will make sure your object and image falls on these 2 lines so that it becomes 90. Or maybe you can say fall on these 2 lines. Or maybe you can say this part. Or maybe these 2 lines here, these 2 parts. Up to you. The pointy side, I like this word, the pointy side, you're right. Okay, the pointy side. So basically, these are the center. So it depends on which side you are using. Okay, so you see how I handle everything. Okay, everyone, a complete guide now. See, Now, the first thing I do is that I need to search for my O2, the rotation point. So O2, where is it? O2, it's here. O2, my rotation point. Now, see, so I will do a draft using my pencil. You see what happened? So this one is my center, This one is my center. Now, start, look at this. This one is my center, right now. So what I do is that I take my center, I draw to my object. I just draw one arrow just like a clock. Like you look at your watch, the analog one with a minute hand shooting out. I use minute hand because longer. Okay, then I do is that I just draft. You don't have to take a compass one. You don't have to take a compass one. You just roughly draw a circle. Okay, roughly draw a circle. Then you just tell yourself, oh, okay. Now this one is like the cross because it's like 90 degree one, right? Just roughly can already. And you tell yourself, if this is the object, okay, if this is the object, okay, students, I'm going to tell you in the chat, okay? I'm going to put there, assuming this is 6 o'clock, because this one looks like 6 o'clock, right? I mean, if let's say according to a watch, this one is like 6 o'clock. And obviously this one will be 12 o'clock. This one will be 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Just imagine your watch. And then my question to you, you see, the question is like this. They said anti-clockwise rotation 90. Can you tell me anti-clockwise, your 6, you will go 9 or 3? Hey, come on, 12 sure out already on. Because you want 90 degrees, but it's like 9 or 3 only. So students, tell me, 9 or 3? Anti-clockwise. Thank you, it will be 3. And now what I do is that I will take my ruler. Now I take my ruler, I see, so the 90 degree I take away. Okay, I take my ruler, so I take my ruler, and you see what I do? I turn it, you see, I place it nicely, no? Okay, students, see, I place it nicely, make sure the pointy side, I like this word, the pointy side, you put it on the center, and you turn nicely, and one of the side, you see one of the side kena your object on, you see. Wait, I put it nicely first because I sang it already. So that, students, look at this. Can you see this line? See. Wow, see, right? Here to here, pointing on, you see. Wow, correct, right? And now, look at this. I will count the right angle triangle units, I count, students, starting from here, I count, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Can you see a right angle triangle, which is 3 by 2? You can see that, right? And you do the same thing to the what? Because I said you must make sure it falls on this line, correct, right? You must fall on this line. And you will count the same 2 by 3 or maybe 3 by 2. I start counting 3 by 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh my gosh, cannot. Then you do 2 by 3. Just go around and play with it. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, finally I hit it. So I got my answer already. It's here. So I take this away. Then I found it. So my answer is showing what? 3 and 4. Then I can write already. So I can write there already. So I put there, complete answer. Starting with object, I always recommend students to write that. Object M, it's 2, -1, and your answer after rotation is 3, 4. I'm explaining, that's why it takes more time. Okay, practice the method and do it in split seconds. Okay, so I'm teaching you. Okay, I'm teaching you, that's why it takes more time. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, number 2. Okay, number 2, let's try it. Okay, number 2, it says, state the coordinate. You see, it's the same word, everybody. State the coordinate of the image, you see, of point N. N is the object. So students, now I will erase all the information that I used just now. Okay, I will erase everything. I redo. Okay, then it says what? N is the object. Okay, nice. Under T square. Check the T square, easy. So you come there, you come to like A, then you state there your object, -4 and 3. Then you're going to do your T 2 times, everyone. T square means TT. And combined transformation, you start with the one behind. It's a format. Nobody knows why, but it's like that. So you start with the one behind. So T square, 3, 2, 3, you go right side 3 unit. So 1, 2, 3. -1, you go down, stop, write nicely. -1, 2. I still prefer students to write in detail. Then you do again, 1, 2, 3. Then you do 1, stop. This is 2, 1, everyone. 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. So far, 3 marks only. Okay, so now we're going to go into B. Okay, so I'll go back to N. Go back to N, and students, they say TR. So what you do first? Come tell me in the chat. Which one you do? Thank you very much. You do R, then you do T, right? See, so I'm doing the same thing. What I do is that I need to make sure I find the rotation point first. Oops, my rotation point is here. Look at this. I'm using the same style that I teach students. Students, the method that I teach you, right, is just like the first time when you are learning the rotation yourself, right? What you do? You point it yourself. Then after you point already, and what you do is that once you are very familiar with it, then you don't have to draw anymore. You look at the question so you know how to do the answer already. Because you can imagine where the arrow goes. So it's just that because you are like first time learner, that's why I show you what my eye see. So from center, you draw to N position. You see, this is my pencil. I draw it to N, it's like a clock. And roughly, I draw a circle because rotation. So I complete this, draw a 90 degree, roughly 90 degree. So assuming this is 12 o'clock, this is 12 o'clock, this is 6 o'clock, everybody. Can you tell me what is this? Come, tell me what is this? You need to know how to place them, then easier for you to understand. You can put there as 9 o'clock. You can put there 9, 3, 12, and 6. Up to you. Up to you. So it depends on how you want to see it. So for my case, I put 12 there. I put 6 like opposite. Then after that, what you can see is that obviously this will be 3 and this will be 9. And students, impossible your answer will be 6 because you want anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise, you are not going number 3. You will be going number 9. Then you will know your answer will be at 9 position. and you take your ruler. Now you see, I'm going to make sure the pointy part, thank you, Inju. The pointy part is at 2 position, and the 2 lines, it falls exactly on your object, and then you can use that as a benchmark to see another part, right? So I put it nicely first. So you see, wow, fantastic. I put it nicely already. Now then the next one will be, I will be start drawing it. So from here, draw to this, the arrow that I point just now. Students, I count. I start counting. See, students, see. 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the right angle triangle. It's a 1/4. Then you know you want to hit the ruler, right? So students, you tell me, of course it will be 4/1. So obvious. You cannot do 1/4. You do 1/4 for what? Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, stop. Then you know you stop here already. So you take it away. Then now you're going to start reading it. Now, so I read out, it will be -1, -2. Okay, -1, -2. And finally, what we do is that we need to do our translation. 1, 2, 3, then -1, you go down. Your answer will be 2 and -3. So this is how you get your complete 5 marks in your part A. And this question over here, consider quite good. Okay, reason being because there's rotation that I can teach you how to handle. So about rotation now. Okay, so next, quickly go into the next one, part B. This one quite okay. You know why? Because they separate nicely everything for you already. So you have to be fast. I have to move to the other one. Teacher, for rotation, I really how to know which side to rotate. Lim Fong, you're saying just now that question, right? Are there? They put them anti-clockwise. It's given in the question. Then you will, that's the reason why I put the clock there. 12, 6, 3, 9. Then you can use that to decide your anti-clockwise, clockwise. Okay, so students, let's go into part B. Now, do you notice the one on top useless one? And I already read this thing. And I managed to find my V. So number 1A done already. So this is number 1A done. Right? B number 1A done. And then B number 1 number 1B. B number 1B. B number 1B W. You see, I use different color to explain, but I will erase this. I don't want this already. So I erase. Then it says what? It says, hey, PQRS is the image. Okay, PQRS is the image. I put here image. Then after that, EFGH is the object. I put there, EFG is the object. Wow, right? So students, after you have this, then what happened? Obviously, what is this? Now, so I put there, this one W. So I obviously put enlargement. Students, one very important thing, you always start with transformation. You don't be like the question on top, Student always tell me, teacher, the previous question, you look at how they start. They start with the word anti-clockwise rotation. Can I do like how they do? The answer is no. Whenever you do your describe, you always start with your transformation. So that's why the template that I put it for you, right? Can you see everything start with the title? So the title that I give it to you is just describe according to the template that I prepare for you. So like, for example, let's say you want to rewrite this into a proper sentence, right? It's supposed to be rotation, anti-clockwise, 90 degree, about center, then you're going to put that 0, 2. So you always start with transformation. Okay, so back to enlargement. Enlargement, you know 2 things only. Scale factor is one of it. But this one, okay, not that bad. You see, 2 unit divided by 1 unit, because image divided by object. So my enlargement, S equals to I per O. This is 2 over 1. Answer is 2. Positive 2. No change in orientation. The Batman theory, right? Center of enlargement, corresponding points, you connect them together. So R to G, you connect, draw longer. Then P to E, connect, draw longer. It's the same line, basically. S to H, connect longer. And then Q to F, connect longer. You notice the intersecting point is there. So that answer shows 1, 2. That center of enlargement shows 1, 2. Everyone, I can describe already. You see how I describe? Just fit the sentence according to these 2 info. Enlargement with scale factor of 2, comma. If let's say -2, then put -2. Then about center 1, 2, complete. 1 mark for reflection, 1 mark for the reflection line. 1 mark for enlargement, scale factor 1 mark, center 1 mark, total 5 marks, everybody. So just now 5 marks, here 5 marks, 10 marks already. So you left another 2 marks. Total 12 marks, I said, right? And number 2, you see the complete question. Okay, number 2. So as for number 2, it says, this one, be careful, I tell you. Now, so this is the area thing. What is the formula again, everybody? S square equals to AI over AO. And according to the enlargement that we just finished just now, we know the scale factor is 2. Correct, right? Even if you get -2, it's still 2 because after you square, it's still positive. So you know this will be 2 already. Now, but the thing is that we're going to read up. Now, given the quadrilateral PQRS represents region of area 45.6, let's check it out. You notice PQRS, students, PQRS is the largest one. And can you see just now you put that the image? So it looks like this is the area of image. Area because cm square. Calculate the area of the region represented by the shaded region. So I got my 45.6 on top and area of object. I put X. Area of object, I put X. If let's say you don't want, you can put area of object. Or maybe you can put the area of object. Correct? Then you do your linear equation. You notice, sorry, I missed out one very important stuff. Everyone, can you tell me what I missed out? The square. Area, the square. So now area of image, I assume this as X. I assume this as X. So I bring this over 4X because 2 square you get 4. So 4X equals to 45.6. X equals to 45.6 divided by 4. You get 11.4. Hey, this is not your answer yet. So therefore, shaded region equals to 45.6 minus 11.4. So what do you get? 45.6 minus 11.4, you get 34.2 cm squared. Okay, got it? Now, students, let me tell you something. I managed to complete and explain the whole transformation in detail. But then what I expect is that, okay, look at this thing. What I expect is that in part B, right, most of the time, reflection enlargement, okay, is one of the combos. But one of the quite popular one, let me show you. One of the quite popular one, it's either 180 rotation combo with enlargement, or maybe 90-degree rotation combo enlargement. So that's another combo. That's why you see I'm telling you the possible strategy. So these are the things that you're going to pick up. So in booster, in normal class, I told you that. But then in normal class, the thing is that we are still following syllabus. But when I teach you question, right, that's the main thing. Because I will tell you like a coach. Yeah. Okay. So students, according to what you need to know, wait me for a while, don't go first, because I'm going to show you where to get like rotation related transformation. Then you can watch. So that you can get more in depth of the transformation thing. Okay, wait. So I pause my screen for a while. Okay, no, I don't want to pause my screen. So you give me like probably like around 1 minute. Okay, don't go first. Let me open up and show it to everybody. Okay, then you can expect the link that you need, okay, to watch that. Okay. Yeah, wait.